We live in this bitch. You know what it is. I'm living like I'm rich, but I'm not. The Eagles is the best. We about to head out west. Dust is gonna settle. Kyler Murray probably plays with his little pedal. I don't know what it is. It's birds of a feather. Let's rock. Let's go. Roll that intro.
Let's go. This ain't the fuck night. Oh, this game he stinks.
Oh shit!
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, this is Birds of a Feather on ATT Radio, brought to you by Manscaped. Get 20% off plus free shipping using the promo code A2D. It is time to throw out your old hygiene habits and upgrade your life. We are live on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and everywhere you download your podcast. So if you're listening to us live right now on your commute or in the shower using those Manscaped products, we greatly appreciate your support. It's your boy here, as usual, Chucks. To my left, Mr. OG Pete. What's happening?
Hey man, everything's good. I would say that probably these guys that are crossed out in between us. This is me and Jake. This is Chucks and Pete. I don't know how the fuck it works. I feel like an air traffic controller. I feel better than you two. I will say that.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys feel better soon. But it is crazy, man. Mother Nature's out there, and she don't know what she want to do.
Yeah.
And I'm telling people, this is the best advice I can give you. In this time, just because you see 70, don't dress like it's 70. Dress like it's 50, because that you don't want to do that. You're gonna be sweat. Your pores get open, and the temperature drops. Super cold at night. You're just asking to be sick. We all want everybody to be 100% or as close to it as we can be.
Yeah, it's starting to hit me pretty bad. My wife was sick. Grayson was sick the other day, and he's still sick. Really bad respiratory stuff. He's wheezing and stuff, like really bad cough. What is Matt Ryan doing? This game sucks, by the way.
I don't understand. I feel like if this game was Sunday, would it be this bad?
if I wasn't doing the show with you guys tonight, I honestly probably wouldn't have watched this game. I had no interest in this game at all.
It's awesome. And there's not even any like Jonathan Taylor or Javonte Williams to even spice it up. No, this game is horrible. Yeah. But anyways, Jake, what's going on, man?
Nothing much. I'm a little congested. I was a little under the weather the other day, but like Pete said, I'm feeling a bit better than you two right now. You guys are going through it, but again, like Pete said, changing weather, gets a little cool, bit of rain. It also doesn't help that the fact that I was at the game last Sunday also. That's true. Stuck in the rain, so.
Word on. So, and then Mr.
Shirtless, by the way.
What's good? Shirtless.
Maybe
shirtless. What's going on, Mr. Young? How are you?
I'm literally dying.
Gotcha. All right,
I mean, you are in a very dim lit room. I don't know what's going on.
Here's the thing. I'm so out of it. I'm so sick. I'm literally just doing the show from my bed. I usually like have a whole area set up. I'm just like, I can't. Like, I just
can't do it right
now.
Don't feel bad if you fall asleep on camera. You won't be the first one to do it.
You wouldn't be the first one, bro.
I once did a podcast with someone who fell asleep for 45 minutes on the show, and you can just hear him fucking snoring.
I would have ended the podcast.
Yeah, right.
I had another person doing the show with me, so it was like a 3-person thing every once in a while.
Oh
and
my god!
Just like you could just hear the snore like every 20 minutes.
That's so funny.
Oh, well, guys, we are going to try to do a full show today. I'm going to try to do the whole show, but we'll see what happens. But anyways, as usual, we've got an action-packed lineup of topics for you tonight. To start, we're going to, of course, as usual, talk about the Eagles Jaguars game, recap the previous game for the Eagles. Second quarter, we're going to preview the upcoming Eagles game, Eagles versus Cardinals. Third quarter, we're going to transition to league talk, go around the league, talk about anything we talk NFL wise we want to discuss. In the fourth quarter, we go into a hurry up offense, no huddle, and talk about any topics we want to talk about. So again, we'll see how far we get into with this show. And of course, Nate is going to be joining us at some point. But to kick things off with our poll question, which is brought to you by All Campus, which is the home of A2D Ramp Booth. They're giving 20% off everything in their store, including hats, shirts, and team cornhole sets to all their subscribers. Poll question, if I can find it. Oh, there you go. If he continues this level of play, the Eagles should give Miles Sanders an extension. Agree or disagree? Who wants? I'm gonna let whoever wants to start just go. Whoever wants to start, have at it, because we had. What I will say is we had a similar type of conversation 2 months ago. I think one of our poll questions in August was about Miles Sanders and if he's going to have a breakout year, and if he does, is he going to get extended? So we are revisiting this now because he had pretty much I think it's not really that debatable, but it's arguably the best game of his career. So let's revisit. If he continues playing how he has been this season so far, should he get extended? I'll leave it open to you guys. Whoever wants to go first.
I'll go first. I just find it funny, right? Just like looking back, like all these players we critiqued and were a little rough on, Miles especially. A lot of us, me, Nate, and a couple other people on this platform.
Everyone except for me.
Pretty much. We're real critical of Miles Sanders, and he's turned out well. And we were critical of Jalen Hurts, and now he's playing well. So this entire team stinks, which hopefully means that we'll give it the energy to dominate on Sunday. But I'm not worried about that. But to the poll question, it's tough, right? Because you also have these other contracts that are coming up too at the end of the year with the Jalen Hurts extension, which if he keeps playing this way, he's going to be getting $200+ million easily. So you have to factor that in. CJ Gardner-Johnson, are you bringing him back? Are you bringing James Bradbury back? I don't think so, but maybe when it comes to Howie Roseman with the cap, I'd never question it. But, I mean, yeah, if he keeps playing this well, he can absolutely get an extension. He's seeing the field much better. He's much more patient behind the line of scrimmage, which I think a lot of us were critical on Miles for. And he's really shown a lot of patience, and especially in the Jaguars game, he really, really impressed me, especially when I got like a first-hand look. He just looks a lot more confident. He's run a lot more confident. He sees the hole. He's taking it now compared to him dancing around thinking he can get something else. But it's just the amount of growth and just the ability that I'm starting to see that we kind of saw a glimpse of in his rookie year again. It's nice to see, and I really hope they can get an extension. But again, it also factors to what Jalen Hurts is going to get and some of these other guys. But if he does keep playing this way, absolutely, yes, I agree with the poll. You should extend him.
I'll let you go, Pete, because I don't want you to overwind yourself.
Thank you, my good man. Props to Miles. He's playing at an exceptional level right now. I've been wrong on him so far. I'll be the first to admit that. I'm sure Chucks is doing backflips over that. But I don't think they'll extend him. I don't think there's really anything he can do that's going to make them extend him. I think after the whole Murray contract back in
2014.
2015, they're just like they're seeing what the running back contract situation looks like. I just don't think it's something that they'll be 100% in on. I think they'll continue to do what they've been doing. They'll draft guys, they'll take flyers on guys, they'll pick up someone in free agency, etc. Obviously, they may not be as good as Miles, but I just can't see them forking over large dollars unless it's a very, 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 very friendly team deal.
Okay. What we saw Sunday was the equivalent of shady snow game for Miles, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
In the rain, peak performance. I mean, you could damn near say single-handedly, if you look at the stats and what we contributed, he was the reason why we run the game and his ability to run the ball. With that being said, I have to disagree to the poll just because kind of what Pete said. Like I think their mind is already made up. I don't think he's going to get the deal that he wants from this club. And honestly, I'm cool going in with Trey Sermon. If that Saints pick, the Saints pick top 5. If you get the top 5 Saints pick, you trade out to the middle, get fucking Bijan Robinson, and bitch, call it a day. Like call it like the talent behind that's coming out in this year's draft class. You kind of go through the same formula that you just had. You drafted Miles Sanders in the second round. Like Pete said, when's the last time that you signed a running back that you drafted to an extension?
Shady.
That was it.
Yeah.
And that's been what? Over shit now, going almost 10 years he's been going?
Almost 10 years, yeah. Almost 10 years.
Around 10 years when you give him that extension.
So I just don't see it. I don't see them giving him an extension unless, like Pete said, it's a very, very, very team-friendly deal. And honestly, I think he'll have. There's going to be other places for him to go that he can make more money. And it sucks in saying that, but at the same time, it's not. It's just the nature of the beast of the running back position. You tell me a running back that has got a second contract in a place that he wasn't drafted, or even where he was drafted, that still continued the same level of play. Zeke has been fucking downhill ever since he signed the dotted line.
Nick Chubb, and that's only because he has Kareem Hunt and so many other running backs around them.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, if Nick Chubb was on this team, I probably still would want to sign him to a second contract. It's just his patience and shit. Yeah. His skill set is just. It's better and it's different than Miles, but
best runner in the game. He's the best runner.
Like he sees hole, hits hole, and he's patient and shit. So, but even with that being said, with the Nick Chubb thing, it's like when you look in the grand scheme of the value of your team, you got to be young. You got to be cheaper and younger, and at the same skill of other positions. You know what I memean? And this team now is getting to a point where they got to pay Jalen at the end of this year. You know what I mean? 4 games in, going on 5. That the deal, they're already talking about how they're going to sign this dude. This dude would have to do a severe drop off not to be, you know what I mean, considered for an extension. So now it's almost like to the point we know he's going to get extended. Just how much is the contract going to be? What is the literature of the contract going to be? And where does Miles and any other pending free agents that we may have fit into that? I think that if this defense finishes in the top 5, like I predicted, you want to bring Bradbury back again. And he's going to want more than a 2-year deal. Because if I can have Slay and Bradbury as my corners, I don't have to worry about nothing else. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, don't have to worry nothing about. Defenses carry over more than offenses, in my opinion. And right now, with this defense rolling like that, I'd rather go that money you get in Miles, go get me a stud DN.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? Or invest that high draft pick if it doesn't be in the top 5, like Bobby Eagles said. What up, Bobby Eagles? And Will Anderson.
Yes,
see what I'm saying?
Yes, please.
Will Anderson or Jalen Carter.
Yeah, like I'm here for that all day. So yeah, it sucks. This is one of those ones where I'm not happy to disagree, but I have to disagree just for where the team is at, the player that's in the position that he plays.
Yeah. It's hard for me to answer this because I agree and disagree to the poll, and it's just I need to know more. So, I think he's going to keep this level play up. And remember, I said that 2 months ago. I think he's going to have a breakout year, and I think not on my chest or anything, but it looks like I was right in terms of him looking different, and he's playing well. It's just really tough because you don't know. Same sentiments as you guys. You don't know who's going to be re-signed, and you don't know what Miles is willing to take in terms of that second contract. Like, if he's going to ball out, there will be a team that's going to be willing to pay him. So is he willing to take a team-friendly deal to stay here? Like, does he want to stay here that bad where he'll prioritize being here for the next few years over getting that huge contract? I don't know. Like, I really don't know. I'd say it's possible, but I don't think it's a certainty. And I don't blame him if he wanted to get that bag. Like, all for it. I'm all for players getting that money when they can. So I don't know. And I will say, like, say similar things that you guys said. You've got to re-sign after the season. You've got to start to look to extending Jalen Hurts. You got to re-sign Gardner Johnson, and I don't know if we'll be able to, but if possible, I would re-sign Bradbury.
Yep.
I'd sign them right now. I'd sign them right now.
That's somebody like anybody you can extend in midseason outside of Jalen Hurts, so you have a clearer picture what you're doing in the offseason. I would be trying to do that shit right now.
Absolutely.
I'd extend Bradbury. So again, I don't know if Bradbury will want a huge contract elsewhere. So maybe Bradbury's one and done. I don't know. But in terms of what the team should do, those take priority. And I love Miles, but that's just the case. And the fact that now if I'm forecasting, like Pete, you talked about it, this running back class is stacked, absolutely stacked. And you're like the top two guys look like there's going to be Bijan and then Gibbs, but even outside of them, you've got really great talent behind them. So like that makes it even harder because I'm sure the Eagles know that. And so like they're like, why would we extend Miles, who is really good, but we can get a rookie running back on a rookie contract that could be just as good or better. So I don't want to say that they shouldn't because I need to know more, but it's going to be hard to say. I'm in the same boat as Pete. Now, well, I will say this, and I told you guys this. I showed you guys this in the chat last night, and I've been like, it's been the talk on Twitter amongst Eagles Twitter almost all day this morning and last night. My back did I freeze?
No, you're good. You skipped a little bit.
Okay. So, well, before I get into that, let's get to some of the poll, and then I'll get into that. But Brian Daly says Thursday night football games are never good matchups. He says y'all better do something about all of that crap going on up there. Yeah, it is bad, Mister. I'm in North Carolina. Enjoy that weather. But I hope you're okay from Hurricane Ian. I know they got hit with the winds of Ian, so I hope you're okay, Brian. Let's see who else. Brian also says, I'm going to agree to the poll. He has never really been bad as far as production goes. My issue with Miles' ability to stay on the field. He's not going to really maintain that kind of consistency. Jeremiah Butler says, Miles is still the same. Y'all were revising history. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Jeremiah. So if you can, like, I don't know. I don't know if you're saying, like, we were revising what we were talking about in terms of him having a breakout. I don't know. So if you could clarify. John Adcock says that's a tough poll question. Running backs are a dime a dozen. However, Miles can hit gaps and he's off. I say save the money and draft him a running back. He's not a special guy. He's good, but not great. And then Jeremiah says Miles needs to get that bag. And he also says Miles is
entrenched.
Entrenched in the system.
There you go.
Entrenched in the system.
Chucks was entrenched in that freeze. That freeze.
Going in and out. But I like this comment, and I'm going to use this to get into my next point.
Okay.
So last night I saw a tweet that was talking about, you guys know Bo Wolf. I think he's on The Athletic. He has a podcast. And apparently he had said that he keeps wondering what this offense would look like if we had a real running back and someone unlike Miles, who's a replacement level talent. And I read that, and to be honest, like, I found that very disrespectful, very, very disrespectful, especially where Miles is coming off his best game of the year, and he did like everything you asked him to do. Like I know a lot of people were talking about him bouncing runs outside early in the game, but I thought so too. So I'm not pointing the finger. I'm saying like I as well thought so as well. Thought he was, but when I look back on the film, that wasn't the case. And I posted clips of two plays where I thought he bounced, but he really didn't. Like there was nothing there to be had. So he really played a near flawless game against the Jaguars. So I personally like him saying that, BOAF saying that at this time, and using the wordage that he used, I found very disrespectful. Now, I get his overall point because Miles is not elite, and of course you're always going to prefer to have an elite player at any position. That goes not just running back, goes to any position. That cat's already up to it.
Just caught a quick
What's
two-piece.
good, man?
Hold on, man.
What's up, Nate?
Where you at? Say hi.
Oh my god.
He says, I just want to mess up the camera, Dad. I don't want to be in the shot.
God.
So as I was saying, the timing is horrible. The wordage you use is horrible because if you're calling someone a replacement level player, to me, you're saying that player is what, like an average or worse kind of a player. Miles is not average or worse. Miles is a good running back. He's not elite, but he's a good running back. Like, you want to know like the type of running backs we've had that are replacement level? You talk about Corey Clement, you talk about Josh Adams, and you talk about Wendell Smallwood. Those are replacement level players. Miles Sanders, even though you can upgrade, I wouldn't throw that term around and talk to him. And I wouldn't say like, oh yeah, I wish we had a real running back. Like, why do you throw that stuff around towards a guy who just went off and had a great game and has had a really good season? And again, I want to reiterate, I'm all for upgrading. I'm all for letting him go and drafting a running back next year. I do not have any qualms about trying to upgrade that position, especially if it's cheaper. So that's not the argument. The argument is, why are you saying this? Why are you having a segment on your show about, which running backs would I take over Miles days after he has a career game? And then why are you using terms like replacement level player and not a real running back? That, to me, that's disrespectful. I always thought like Bo was one of the better ones. And, this doesn't change my overall opinion on him, but like what he said and that segment he put on his show, I thought was very disrespectful. I don't know what you guys think, but that was a topic of conversation, all over Twitter last night and today. And like, I went off, and I was triggered because that's, to me, like you wonder why Miles in the offseason said he wants to work hard to get respect. He was talking about the media not giving him enough respect, and a lot of people mocked him for it. Most people mocked him for it. But you're looking now, there's not a lot to complain about in terms of how he's done this season so far. He's stayed healthy. He's improved. He's hitting holes hard. He's going north-south. Like, the bad reps are few and far between so far, and yet he's still getting disrespected like this from some people from the media. So I find that, again, from BOAF and BLG too. BLG echoed those sentiments. I find it very disrespectful, and I think that Philly media and some fans, they got to do better because I don't like the timing. I don't like the wordage. I like the point. I understand the point, but the way you said it, the way they said it, and the timing of when it comes out is disrespectful.
Well, BLG is a clown, so you shouldn't be taking anything he says seriously. Two, I'm one of Miles' biggest critics, but like even I, like what the.
You okay?
What the, yes.
Okay.
I mean, Brian, give me a second.
I know.
What the fuck do I have to complain about Miles Sanders right now? Okay, he's top 50 yards. He's top 5 in touchdowns. Like, come on. Like, he's tripled his touchdown from last year. Like, come on. Like, there's literally nothing to get upset about. He's showing exactly why he should get extended. Will he? Probably not. But he's showing his value in the league.
Nate, what say you on the poll question, brother? Floor is yours.
Miles Sanders talk.
Yes.
You know what? It's because I've talked so much trash about Miles on this show, other shows.
That's what I said.
Pretty much for years.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that he is showing up right now. So, I'll eat that for right now. But I think the question comes to if he finishes as a top 3 running back, are you paying him top running back money?
Nope.
And if you all shake your heads no, then I don't want to hear anything about Miles Sanders.
Right.
Right? That's really how I feel. That's really how
Fair.
I sum it up. Like, is he doing great now? Absolutely. Is he playing well now? Yes. I love it. Of course, we're winning. He's doing well. I want the brother to get paid like anybody else.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you ask me, are you going to pay him top 5 running back money, which is like $10 million a year? What's your answer? And if most people are going to say no, then hey, then what does that tell you about how we feel about Miles Sanders? That's how I look at it.
But it's more so like if we weren't in a situation where we had to re-sign more important players, I think we alluded to before, like you got to extend Hurts, you've got to extend Gardner Johnson, you've got to extend Bradbury, like if possible. So like the fact that we have to Edwards, so the fact that we like there are other people that unfortunately take priority because of positional value. That means Miles. It's not that he doesn't deserve the money. It's more so like when your team is this stacked, you're going to have to make a sacrifice somewhere in terms of salary cap. Like someone's going to be the odd man out, and because of positional value, you guys know I love the running back position, but I'm not gonna front. Like I know what it is compared to other positions. Like he's the odd man out. He just unfortunately is. So
it's just too little too late, right, Chuck? It's too little too late.
Possibly, yeah, because he hasn't been able to stay healthy the past few years, so that probably hindered it. And like I know, Nate, me and you had a really good back and forth on Twitter the other day, and I think what I talked about was like it depends on what he's willing to take, because I don't know if he prioritizing wanting to stay here because he wants to be part of a winning team with a bright future, and therefore he's willing to take a reasonable team-friendly deal, then so be it. I'm all for that. But we just don't know. And then also like, wait, I just lost my train of thought. All right, I just lost my train of thought.
That's the sign of sickness, brother.
Yeah.
Well, no. I think you were going to go on the sense that our conversation was we don't know what he's going to do in terms of the contract. Like, what does he prioritize staying here and being on
or getting that bag,
giving a little bit cap friendly deal to be on a winner versus just getting paid? I'm on the other side of that because running backs, running backs have a very small window, and not many get second contracts. This is his first year up to get paid, and if I was him, I would be wanting to break the bank.
Yeah.
And if it's not Eagles green, then guess what? We already know how cutthroat this business is. We've seen it a million times. If he's got to go and get paid somewhere else, I think last show I was on, they were talking about out there in Raiders in Vegas. I think Jacobs is up. So
Jacobs is up. I mean,
he would be a
Barkley's up
good
too.
fit out there. He would be a good fit. Now I don't know if they have the money because they just gave it a lot to Adams, but I'm just saying, like a team like that, that's on the fringe that he could help. Hey, Seattle. Well, no, not Seattle. Never mind.
Go home to Pittsburgh. Be a 1-2 punch.
You got what's his face?
Najee there.
Yeah, but you can be a 1-2 punch with Najee if he wants to go home. Because he's from that area.
I did think about that too. Yeah.
Are they gonna pay him top money?
I don't know. I just threw it out there because I always thought it would be nice to see Najee and Miles together because they complement each other so well.
Think about this. Who's the team?
So I'm gonna give you the running backs that are free agents. But before I do that, I wanted to speak to Deshaun Hendren. I'm sorry if I'm butchering it. Miles will be signed the first time as free agency after the season over. He's not a bum. Let's not get carried away like he's average. So I mean, you come in when you come in, all right. But we
totally missed the beginning. Totally missed the beginning, and he doesn't. I think he missed the fact that I'm wearing an actual Miles Sanders run booby.
Somebody doesn't watch the show.
So Miles, can we do better? Are better running backs in the league than Miles? Yes. Could we be doing worse at running back? Yes. Is Miles a product of this system, or is he a key integral part to this system? Does the system work the way it works because of Miles? No. I think the system works. I think his success has something to do with the offensive line, the weapons we got outside, and also the fact that you have a running quarterback. All that pays in the play. That's not taking any way.
You're talking about arguably one of the best running quarterbacks.
Right. So I'm not sitting here saying like his styles and his stats are a little inflated just because of that. And based on what me and Nate are saying, I just think the Eagles are at a certain number. If he wants to come back at that number, cool. If he's outside of that number, which we all think that he could probably get that on the market, go get that bag.
Yeah.
That's what we're saying. Like I'm not knocking Miles' skill set. It's just like Nate said, it's too little, too late. But also at the same time, it's like, dog, like I saw Trey Sermon run through the same holes that you was running through. You see what I'm saying? Like I'm not saying Trey Sermon can be Miles Sanders. They're not one and the same. But I mean, the holes is the holes, bro. The holes is the holes. But
I was looking at the team. I saw Atlanta. Atlanta makes sense for him.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
they have nothing.
And 49ers. The 49ers actually make sense for him too.
So they're gonna have even less when they trade us Cordell Patterson.
So you got Saquon, Kareem Hunt, Rashad Penny, Jamal Williams, Josh Jacobs, Melvin Gordon. That's probably like the top because they're like all under 30. But that's just that top 5. And if you add, but so is Miles not a free agent after this year? Because he's not.
Yes. He's a free agent, a 4-year contract.
Okay, he's way down on the list. Okay, yeah, he's there.
Yeah, 2019. He's same year as Jacobs. That's why they're both running free agents.
Yep. Doesn't Jacobs have a fifth? They turned down his 5th year
already. Yeah,
yeah, they turned it down. Yeah. So the writing's on the wall. They're grinding him out too. Yeah, I think we're all pretty much in agreement. So like, me being like the huge Miles Sanders fan that I am, I don't even like think it's a guarantee or a high priority to re-sign him, unfortunately. But I just will say, like, he deserves a much more respect than what he's getting by some people in the media right now. Like,
right. And I want to say this. I'll say this, and I think it's a long shot, but the Giants are the gift that keep on giving. I said this a couple years ago, and we see that this dude may win comeback player of the year if he keeps it up. But at the same time, I don't know if the Giants are going to be willing to give Saquon a boatload of money.
Yo, I'll take Saquon.
You see what I'm saying? If I can get Saquon,
that's the one worth the money if he can afford them.
Exactly. That's where a player like that. That's where you splurge at.
Can you imagine? If you get Saquon?
I would like Saquon more just because I like his skill set a little bit more than I like Miles.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Saquon is arguably a top 3 running back in the league as long as he's healthy.
If you're a defensive coordinator and he comes on the Eagles, what do you do?
Nothing.
What do you do?
Jake, you pray
pretty much.
You pray that
you have players at every position. I don't know what you can do.
Yeah,
someone's going to be open, or there's going to be a lane open. I don't know what you do.
Imagine you go out, like it's next season, right? Imagine Miles is gone. You go out and you get Saquon, and then in the same draft, you end up like fucking getting like Will Anderson and whatever other top corners there in the draft. Oh my god!
Don't tempt me with a good time.
Yeah, don't tempt me. Oh my god!
I track, like, that's my favorite thing to do after every game. I'm just like, all right, tankathon. Where are we at? I literally
look attention to the Saints pick.
Who needs to lose today? Who needs to win today? It's my new favorite fucking activity.
Jeremiah says or asks, so y'all think we continue have the same running game without Miles and without 40 yards?
It won't be as explosive.
Not watch.
It depends. It depends on who it is. Like it all
right.
like what I get annoyed of is people saying like, oh, put anyone back there and we have the same success. Not really. It depends on who there. Like Miles obviously is on the roster without question. Is the most talented guy we have, most explosive. He has the best contact balance. He's the best at creating. He's the best talent we have on the roster. There's no debate. And there are a bunch of people who would do better in this offense, yes. But there are a ton, like what Pete said, there are a ton of running backs who would do worse.
Yep.
There are runs where the blocking isn't there. There are runs where he literally has to create on his own because the blocking isn't there. And there are not a lot of running backs who can create yards for themselves as well as Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders is up there in terms of running backs who can just like force missed tackles at a high rate and create something out of nothing. And that's one of the things that separates the special running backs from
Hence
the
why
ordinary.
he's going to get paid. I just don't think it's going to be at the Eagles number. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, we're pretty much sitting here telling you, fam, like, if he keeps on this track, he will not be an Eagle next year, and it's good for him.
Yeah,
Good for him. Yeah.
And I'm not concerned that we cannot find somewhat of an equivalent replacement. I'll give you this. So Philip Lindsay, who's running for he's the Colts running back tonight because Jonathan Taylor's hurt. His first 2 years in the league with Denver ran for over 1,000 yards apiece.
So
what did Denver do when did they sign into a second contract? Nope.
No.
So it just goes to show that this is not just an Eagles thing. The running back position across the league for probably the last 10 years is just, you're not seeing second contracts. I'm literally sitting here telling you, outside of McCaffrey, outside of Zeke, because they were just so fucking good at the beginning. I don't know if Saquon's going to get a second contract from the Giants. Yeah. I can honestly sit here and tell you that.
Well, if you look at those McCaffrey and the Elliott contracts too, Pete, that there are reasons why you wouldn't extend a running back.
Exactly.
So
Devontae Freeman going back even back before then, second contract, he was
terrible.
This is why, like, this is unrealistic because running backs would never take these. But as a team, if I'm looking to give a running back a second contract, and I've said this for years, ideally I will give him the bag, but those years attached to it are going to be like 2 years. I'm going to say, hey, you've got 2 years. I'm going to give you all the money you want. You want $15 million? You want $20 million? You take it. But this is only going to be a 2-year contract because after 2 years, that's when the depreciation kicks in. It's not realistic, but that's what honestly I would do because the longevity of the running backs once they enter that second contract is not. It's hard to find the Frank Gores or people that really like Nick Chubb who really are exceeding what they're getting paid in that second contract. It's hard to find them. It just is.
And then to echo your point, like if I'm Howie, I'm probably gonna go to Miles in this camp. Like, listen, we drafted you, we respect you. I'm not even gonna sit here and do you with a low ball offer. Go out there, see what you can get. If something works, come back. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I think he owes that. So Jeremiah Butler again says, I believe he gets paid elsewhere. I just don't think we had the same run game without it. Good for us. We don't have to fucking worry about that because he's going to be here all year. We're talking about next year. Yeah. I don't give a shit about right now. Right now is right now. We're not touching right now. Yeah. We want there's going to be opportunities to replace him if he is in fact not here. And honestly, we've seen the best 4 games of him in his career this stretch so far. Still has to stay healthy for the next 13.
Yeah. Yep. If he misses one game, I for me when I was going into the season, I was like, if he misses one game, that's fine. But like that's like it. Like if he misses more than one game, you can't go down for several weeks. One game is fine. Like, but yeah, he has to stay healthy he has to play at least 16 games this year and then the playoffs. He does say that's exactly what he's talking about. And I echo your sentiments and your concerns. Like again, when you try to draft a running back, it's never a guarantee. So I get it, and I'm with you. And I keep reiterating that, like, hey, you want to go draft a running back? Just know there is risk. There is always going to be some risk that your running back isn't going to hit. Look at Trey Sermon, who we just got. Like the Niners traded up for him in the 3rd round, and they released him a year later. Like there's always risk, no matter what position. Running back, I get that people think you can get it easily. And relative to other positions, you can. But there still is going to be a risk of them not hitting. However, we talked about this at the top of the show. This running back class is different. Like this is a stat of a running back class we've seen since 2017. Yep. So that's what helps make it a little easier to put your mind a little at ease. Is that like there are options. Even if we don't draft Bijan in the 1st round, you've got Gibbs, you've got Zach Evans. Like there are a lot of really good prospects that are being hyped up. So, we could definitely find an upgrade. We just have to make sure we prioritize it early enough in the draft. And when I say early, I mean like the first 3 rounds. Yes. Like once you get into day 3, you get into round 4 and everything.
Yeah, at that point, you might as well go sign to Josh Jacobs or something like that.
Yeah, like that's you're stretching it a bit, but you get one on day 2. That's the gold mine for running back. So that's a really good thing. Now, where is this? Coach Marcus does say, Marcus Thomas, if you guys aren't watching the shows before us, definitely check them out. A2D Football Thursdays. But he says Miles will have the ultimate decision: winning/culture or get paid. And that is
Marcus also makes another good point. If you scroll down, look at his other comment too. Another really good point.
Everyone wants a hybrid now. Everyone wants a version of Debo. That is a great point. I will say, there is no other Debo except for Debo. Like, there's a reason.
I mean, you got Cordell Patterson, but he's
already old. Yeah, I've been saying Cordero should have been used that way for years, but for some reason the Patriots were the first ones to use him that way. I don't get it. But anyways, like there's a reason Debo's able to do what he's able to do. There are not a lot of people that can do that. Now, you have teams that want to put players in that role,
right?
But it doesn't mean they have the ability or skill set to do it. So, he's right. Everyone wants a version of Debo, but it's a lot harder than you think. Like, you guys all saw that game on Monday night. Was it Monday night? Monday night, right? How many wide receivers do you know can take that pass?
Oh yeah,
and do that?
I think AJ's close, but that's about it.
He's close. Tyreek maybe, but he does it with more pure speed than anything.
Right.
Like, what, Jamar Chase maybe, but the way that Debo runs, he's legit like a running back. He's built like one. He has a contact balance of one. He has the burst of one. Like, he has the vision of one. Like, it's crazy. So it's harder. It's easier said than done. It's like there are not a lot of Debo talents out there.
Mm-hmm.
Jeremiah says, I remember we touched on this, Pete.
I do.
Someone actually tried to say use regular like Debo when we had him, and I found that comical.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's so comical when I heard that. Any other things about Miles? I know this is a really good topic. Another reaction to, like, I don't know if anyone wanted to chime in on the Bo Wolf comments.
So I was going to ask you, did you listen to that? I know it was in text form. Did you go and listen to the podcast? Was that the true context of what he was saying?
I did not, but I also listened to BLG's podcast. Someone posted the clip. So BLG pretty much had the same thing. So, like, yeah, it's not just one guy saying it. It's two guys in the media who have huge platforms that should be ashamed of themselves. But yeah.
Yeah, that's odd. I don't know what they're looking for. And those media personalities, you have a badge, so you should be more unbiased. But you should just know at this point what can they do? Where can they go get an upgrade? A Miles Sanders right now. Your team is undefeated. Like, what are you concerned with?
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, how is that the only thing you had to talk about?
Yeah.
Like, how does that come up?
Exactly. I don't know. And I want to, like, I posted this question on Twitter, like, where was this conversation when we had Jay Ajayi and LeGarrette Blount?
Right.
Neither of them were elite. They were both very good. They both did leave yards on the field at certain times, but no one complained. Why? Because they were still playing really well, and we were winning. So why is this a topic of conversation now with Miles?
Wasn't Ajayi coming off a Pro Bowl year?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's like they were getting chunks. Were you hitting home runs? No. But at the same time, those 15, 18, 20-yard runs, then they would kill you with play action off of that.
Yep. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like you don't need that. I mean, I don't know.
Pete, what were you gonna say, Mr. Young?
I'll say one last thing before I head off because it's getting a little tough.
Yeah, no problem.
I think, as someone who's been Miles' biggest critic, I think he's shut everyone up. He's done what you've needed him to do. He's showed you what skills he has available. He's putting the ball in the end zone. He's getting the big runs. He's taking the game over when you need to. Like, that's what you need out of a elite running back, and that's what he's doing right now. Like I said, He's top 3 in touchdowns. He's top 5 in yards. Anyone who has anything to complain about Miles Sanders other than like 1 or 2 bad runs here or there is just stupid. And with that one and only pro Miles comment, I will head off for the evening.
Later,
Feel better,
Pete.
brother.
Feel better, man. Feel better, man.
See ya.
Thanks, guys.
Later.
Anything else regarding Miles or
Pretty
you
much
guys
the
want
same.
to talk
He
about
don't
the
look
game?
sick.
What was that, Nate?
No, I say he looks the same. Pete, you're faking. You ain't sick. Just wanted to talk some shit before you got out of there.
Oh shit.
John Hancock says he will go for the money off his best year in the league. I personally don't think he's as good as he is playing. If our QB wasn't hurt, then he doesn't play like this. This offense is very dangerous in every position. That has opened the door for Miles this year. I don't know. I get it, but that's still like to me.
Yeah.
You're missing the point. But all right,
Yeah.
whatever. Like I don't have the energy. I've been arguing with people for 24 hours on social media about Miles. Like I don't have the energy anymore.
Right.
Coach Marcus does say you can't complain with someone at almost 5 yards per carry. Like,
Yep.
You really can't. I am also going to sign off, guys. Not only am I not feeling well, but Grayson isn't feeling too hot right now, too. So I'm going to tend to the little one. But you guys take over. Go for as long as you need. I will be back next week. Next week, Thursday Night Football is going to be another boring one. I think it's like Bears and Commanders. So that's going to be another ugly game.
Ew.
Yeah, gross. It's going to be gross. But hold it down for the rest of the show. Yeah, I will see you guys. Next week. I'll talk to you. Peace out,
cool.
man.
All right. Later,
Feel better,
Chuck.
brother. All right, so what do we have?
All right, let's not do this.
Yeah, there we go.
That's better.
There we go. So okay, cool. Recap of what are we taking away from Jacksonville and because Jake, you were at the game.
Yeah. Look, like you couldn't see. I mean, probably like in little like cuts when they got on the field with the camera,
Right.
but like it was constant. It was just like it wasn't pouring per se, but it was just a constant just rain. It was windy. It was cold. Like all the bad things that you don't want when you're attending a football game, it was going on there. So it was ugly, like as far as like the weather goes, but
Right.
you have to put into context to how bad Trevor Lawrence played, because that was just, again, everything was wet. If you saw the clip with Devontae, that was hilarious. Him complaining about how cold it was and that whole thing. It's just, but I mean, from what I saw, they looked good. I mean, Jalen Hurts had the terrible throw, and I think that was his worst decision that he's made all year. But that being said, when you get down in a 14-0 hole, it's like, how do you respond? How do you come back from it? And even Devontae said it when he was mic'd up. He's like, all right, got some adversity. How do you respond? It's about how you respond. And they responded well, and Jalen Hurts had a short-term memory, and he did what he had to do. He didn't light the board up or anything like that, but he stayed confident with the limited throws he had. He made them, and the rush carried the day along with the defense. The defense played very well again, so I'm still very impressed. And I'm really impressed with Jalen Hurts.
Yeah. Nate?
I mean, I think Jake summed it up, and I think what everybody summed it up so far. Shout out Jacksonville, the resilience. We wanted to see this team being tested. We wanted to see some adversity, and we saw it. The weather, the elements, and they were down 14-0 pretty fast.
Yeah.
So, touchdown. Oh, he dropped it. I think that I think we saw that it checked those boxes, and on to the next one. Who's the next ex-Eagle who's going to get killed?
Right.
Right. It's been just a sleigh of former Eagle something that's been in our way.
You have Zach Ertz this week, and then you have Jason Peters the following week. So
yeah. So I think I think we saw what we needed to see from an adversity standpoint. So now we need to just go take care of business in Arizona. Mm-hmm. But I like what I saw from them. They still look like the best team in the NFC.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of where I'm at. Adversity very early. down 14, and it just, I don't know. We always call Jared Goff baby hands, but Trevor Lawrence may be right there. I mean, I don't know if that game, if it's nice weather, what happens, but I think we had to change our game plan as well. We had to transition, and that's the one thing about Sirianni, who I think is the front runner for Coach of the Year by a mile. Is his ability just to change and recognize that him and Steichen working so well, where they were trying to do that east to west running, and you just can't do that with a speed defense. And they already were losing ground, but based on the conditions, so just take your strength and use it against their strength, and just run the damn ball north and south and get out of there with a W, and get out. I mean, it's easy. I think Jacksonville hung with us. You could tell they definitely did some things where they respected Jacksonville a lot, based on the way that the schemes that they ran, and they were rushing 4, and then Gannon went to rushing 5, and that kind of was a game set match at that point. You know what I mean? And it's no matter what, this team so far through 4 games, we've seen it. They just have timely, very timely, big play ability. Like this, when they needed at the right moment, was Minnesota was a slight interceptions for whatever reason, things that just happened. I really feel like this team so far through the first 4 games they got it. Like sometimes you just had those intangibles and things go your way. I think they're +8 on the takeover, 10 takeaways so far through 4 games. It's just they're gelling right now. So do we think, and we'll get into the preview second quarter, who's our sponsor, Jake? I think Alan Foy, EXP Realty.
Yeah, hold on, let me pull him up real quick. Here he is.
So yeah, if you're looking to buy or sell a home, looking for a change of career or brokerage, contact Alan Foy of EXP Realty LLC at 302-682-8820 or visit him at alan.foy@exprealty.com. So we head out west with the Scorpions and the Rattlesnakes, and there is an ex-Eagle out there, Nate. There is somebody that qualifies. Number 86, Zach Ertz. He's out there in AZ. So do we feel like we keep rolling? Does this party bus keep on going down?
It really smells like a trap game.
Yeah, it does.
In my opinion, because nobody has given Arizona a shot in this game.
No.
Not one person has given Arizona a shot. And an interesting fact, we've never won in Arizona in the stadium.
Nope.
We're 0-4. We have not
Since
won.
2001, I think.
No, that was in Phoenix.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You're right.
So in this stadium that we've been in, we're 0-4. So I think, but it's hard to even think that. I think this game is going to be closer than what people think. I think Murray's going to give us trouble just because of his escapability, so he'll open some up a little bit. And but it's just hard to overlook how much more talented we are across the board.
Right.
So eventually, I think the talent will come across, and I think the Eagles will get a win. But I could smell a trap game in this game, because a lot of people thought the Jacksonville was a trap game with the whole Doug Peterson thing and all that stuff, the rain, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah. I've never felt like that. But this one, because everybody's on the Eagles side, now I'm like, hold on. But I still got my bet for them to go undefeated. So I think the Eagles going to win. You know what I mean? But I still have my bet for them to go undefeated, though. So
okay. Yeah, I mean, I kind of have the same sentiment that Nate does. It feels like everything that's in a trap game, we haven't won there in that stadium ever, and it's for whatever reason the Cardinals always have our number. I don't know why, at least when we're in Arizona. But you look at this Arizona Cardinals team as a whole; they're not that good. Their offensive line isn't that great. They only have 4 sacks on the year. J.J. Watt accounts for 2 of them. And I think
Doesn't have sacks?
Yeah, they only have 4 sacks this year.
Is Chandler Jones still there?
He went to the Raiders, didn't he? I thought he went to the Raiders.
He might have, yeah.
I think he went to the Raiders. But offensively, they're not that great. Their offensive line, I think I said that already, isn't that great. Their turnovers, they're also minimal. They give up a lot of points. And just coming off of that Carolina Panthers game, it's nothing really impressed me. And they struggled against the Carolina Panthers, and the Panthers are not good.
Right.
Are not good by any stretch. So it has all the makings of a trap game. What'd you say?
They said they need to play Sam Darnold. That's how bad.
Yeah, really. But Yeah, I think this is another game where Jalen Hurts airs it out because their cornerbacks aren't anything special. Like I said, they give up a lot of points. The defense does, and I think it's going to be one of those where it'll be close just because we have issues, at least historically, with mobile quarterbacks, especially someone like Kyler Murray who can extend plays and make moves with his legs. But I think it'll be close early, but then usually how it's gone most of the season, come the second quarter or the second half, we'll get rolling and we'll get comfortable and we'll put them away.
I like it. I definitely like. We actually put up second half points against Jacksonville, and I think that trend continues to roll. Kyler's going to give us trouble just for his scrambling ability. He runs around back there like a chicken with his head cut off, and he's just so fast and so elusive. But I mean, whatever the over is for his rushing yards, I definitely think he beats that. Just because I just think we're gonna have everything on lock in that secondary, from what I feel like. And like Nate said, cream rises to the top no matter what. At some point during that 60-minute football game, I just think our talent's going to outweigh theirs, And I mean, Jalen's going back to where it all started. His first full start, Arizona 2020, and he threw the ball amazing. And he's in a better position now with better weapons. So, and I don't know what happened to Arizona's defense, man. I don't know. Buda Baker's banged up. I think I don't get it, but I like the Eagles to win the game. I don't know if they cover. Is it plus 5 in that?
I think it's 5.5. I think
it's
5.5.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely an Eagles line. I mean that's telling you that. So I definitely think the Eagles win. But I can see the trap game. Yeah, shit gets weird when you get out west, man.
Yeah, it does.
That 4:00 Sunday game.
Yeah, no, it's got everything that you would look at from a betting perspective where you want to worry about, right? You got a hot team coming in against a bad team. Everybody's on one side. It's East traveling West. The team's never won in the stadium before. The quarterback has history at the stadium. There's a lot of kind of small windows in there, storylines weaved in there. And like I said, I just think it's difficult to kind of call it a little bit. The Eagles should win this game.
Mm-hmm.
They really should win this game. But like I said, I think that Arizona can give us just a little bit of trouble here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think it make it interesting.
Like it wouldn't surprise me if the Eagles were losing going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, like it wouldn't be like not by much.
Right.
Maybe a score or maybe like 3 or 4 points, but it just wouldn't surprise me if they were going into the fourth quarter and they're losing.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But then also you can play devil's advocate. It wouldn't surprise you if they airing them the hell out. You know what I mean? Going into the fourth quarter. Because they are bad. They're just like Arizona has no offense whatsoever.
Yep.
Right. Kingsbury might not make it through the season.
I think Brown is supposedly kind of banged up a little bit there. And without Hopkins, he's got nowhere to go. And then I think Ertz makes some catches. If I was looking at props for anything in this game, I think you hit one with Murray and his rushing yards. I would probably look at Jalen and his rushing yards. I would probably look at Ertz, probably maybe catches for Ertz, receptions, not so much yards. I'm trying to think from the Eagles side. Who's next to go off? It could be a Goddard game.
Could be a Goddard game. A Goddard 100-yard
Goddard,
yeah. With Ertz on the other side and just kind of little. Sirianni's that type of guy. Let's feed Goddard a little bit.
Yeah. You know what? Kind of a dark horse for me. Just because we've seen flashes of him this year and he's come up on big third downs, but it wouldn't shock me if we saw a little more Zach Pascal this week.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little dark.
I thought you were going to say Quez.
I thought about Quez.
Quez has been quiet for 2 weeks now.
Yeah, so Quez is due also.
Yeah, Quez is definitely due.
Yeah, he's due.
Let me bring that up. I haven't. So I typically don't look at some of the stuff until Saturday, Sunday because of injuries. Like you got to know who's playing and who's not playing. But let me look that up. Right now, the line is 5.
Okay.
Let's look at some of the props that we got here. So Jalen's 47.5 over his rushing.
Ooh.
Murray's only 25.
He's only 25.
I would
25 and a
Oh,
half.
hammer that over.
Miles is 66. I like Miles there.
I do like that. Yep.
Out of those three, I would probably be betting Miles, even though he's
Yep.
coming off the 200 game. They, what was it, run boogie run? I think they still run him.
Now, I think last week Arizona, they did kind of bottle up CMC. I think they had into like 27 yards on 9 carries, but it's just
it's a different offensive line though.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that's the Panthers suck. So you can't go off that. That may have something to do while Miles' line is so low, based off of how the Cardinals performed, even though Miles had 130 yards rushing the week before.
Yeah.
And then Zach Ertz is only it's 4.5 catches. I think that's pretty low for him.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Especially for a team that might be down. I mean, he's leading them in catches. He had 6 catches. He's had 6, 6, 8 is all his catches.
Okay.
So that 4.5 is low. I mean, you're gonna pay a little bit of juice for it, but
yeah,
right.
That'll probably tick to almost 5.5. I bet you by kickoff.
I mean, his last 3 games, he has 8 receptions, 6 and 6. So, and they're going to feed him the ball more.
They're going to feed him the ball. I think Goddard's low too. Goddard's only 3.5.
Is he?
Yeah.
I hammer the over on both of those.
Over.
Yes, sir.
Is there anything that you see that would be an under? Maybe Kyler Murray's passing yards?
Under's always tough.
Yeah.
If anything, I was looking under. I would look at under the 48.5.
Okay.
Under the total score. Because you got to think about it. Outside of game 1, they haven't gone over like 45, 44.
Right.
Right.
Nope.
So what's that 40? So the line is 5 and the total is 48. So what does that tell you? It tells you that it's either it tells you that it's going to be a close game and the Cardinals are going to be competitive, so they're going to be able to score, or the Eagles are going to blow them out. So when I say the Eagles are going to blow them out, it's going to be like 35 to like 13.
Yeah.
That's what that line tells you. Or it's going to be like 24-28 Birds. You know what I mean? Like it'll be around that area. So that's why I said I kind of think it's kind of a trap game, because I think Arizona offensively might be able to do some stuff here. But I would definitely look at that under. That 48 seems a little bit high for an Arizona team who's what? Let me go back here.
I think they're 2-2.
They're 2-2, but I mean, they scored 26 against the Panthers. Raiders sucked. They scored 29, and then they lost to the Chiefs by 21.
Yeah,
23 points. So, who the Eagles kind of favor here? And they haven't scored too well at home.
Right.
Yeah.
I think they only had 1 game at home. This is just
He is terrible.
They're on like a 7-game losing streak too at home.
Too. I'm sorry, I must be. I'm probably behind you. How do you fall down returning that interception? Am I ahead of y'all, or do y'all see it? No.
Now the play. You talking about the Colts player?
Yeah.
Just
like, how do you fall down?
Hold on. Let's see.
Mile High, man.
I think I'm behind.
Strange shit happens in Mile High, bro.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
He threw a pick right
10,
to him
15,
like a punt.
20, 25, 30.
He just falls.
Oh, my God. He just trips.
He trips. Like, what do you do? He got so excited.
You would have had a pick set. Oh, my God.
He would have got close.
Awful.
This
game is awful.
Bro, I think Thursday night games, bro, I just think something happens to the teams where their skill level just goes away.
Unless you're the Eagles.
I can't explain
really
it.
2 bad teams in it. I don't think I didn't think that Russell was going to look this bad.
Neither did I.
Do you think it's all Russell, or you think it's someone Hackett too?
It could be a little bit of both, where that marriage is not working.
Yeah.
I mean, he is with a new team, so it'll take some time. But they got some. I mean, Williams just went down, obviously, but they got some players on that offense, and for him to go into halftime with like 65 yards of passing,
Yeah,
bro. You know what I mean? Like you got to do better, Russell.
Yeah.
It's that, and then also like we saw that one pass. I think we were live, Nate, and you saw the tight end just got it ripped out. So not only are they struggling, it looks like every play, every 5-10 yard completion is a struggle. But the plays and the big plays that they do get and the opportunities that they do have, they just can't connect on. So
Neither one of them. I mean, it's not been field goals.
Yeah.
This whole game. Like the score is 9-6. It's like a baseball game.
Yep.
Speaking about baseball, Jake, Phil's get a win tomorrow. 2:00. Every school in Philadelphia is letting them out early.
I hate the fact that it's a 2:00 game. That makes no sense to me at all.
Stupid that it's a 2:00
It's
game.
so dumb.
Yep.
I think they do get a win. I think it's going to go to 3. But
are all 3 in St. Louis, no matter what?
yes, yep.
They're all,
If the Phillies win this series, they're back home. But we'll see.
but let me ask you this: do they have to win game 1?
Yes.
I think just for momentum purposes, yeah. Because then if you lose game 1, then your momentum's kind of like you're already down anyway. So it's like,
Yeah.
and especially you're coming off. I mean, mind you, you didn't really play anyone the last 2 games against Houston, but you want to get at least some kind of, you want to feel good at least going into game 2.
I can't believe this dude fell.
So he got a concussion.
Who does?
Wilson's in the blue tent.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, he came off with a snotty nose like a little kid.
Snot bubbles. Well, remember the program?
Yeah. I don't think it was that bad, but he definitely came off with a snotty ass nose. I'll tell you that.
I don't get it, man. Like,
Yeah, no one touched him.
No, nobody touched him.
oh, the Colts player, that's probably an ACL, man.
No. You talking about the dude that with the pick?
I was
That's what I'm
talking
saying.
about
The Colts player,
that
yeah,
too.
25.
Oh, there it is. Okay, I was going to say no one touched Russ, but never mind. Okay.
No, Russ got lit up by
Yeah,
40,
yeah,
by
yeah.
41. 40
Yeah,
something.
His nose is all runny. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a mess.
Yeah,
Is that
he got-
Ricken's kid?
I don't know.
That's his nephew, I thought.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yo, if Matt Ryan doesn't help us out here, man. Like, come on, Matt. Like,
Did you bet anything on this game?
yeah, I put a so on Money Pot. If you guys don't follow Money Pot, we put up same game parlays for Thursdays, and Saturday college football, and Sundays. So I had Tori do it.
Okay.
I worked with her to put a play together. She showed me some plays and stuff, and I said, I gave her some ideas. It was really just all her, but I gave her some ideas. Everything's hit. She's got Colts money line. I didn't like the Colts money line, but I was like,
I didn't like that either. I did see that.
yeah. So
Yeah, but maybe.
it's everything's hit, but the Colts money line.
Yeah.
Everything.
Whoever scores the first touchdown is going to win this game.
Yep.
But the Colts keep killing themselves. Flags, picks, like they've given away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they're giving away this Jones fixed.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to put Nick Foles in there, bro.
Oh my God, please.
Oh wow!
Can he be any worse than Matt Ryan?
Oh my God, please.
Oh my God!
Please let it
I
happen.
didn't even think about. I forgot Foles.
Nick Foles marches down the field, game-winning drive. Oh, I love it.
They
They make this game so much better.
They should probably put Foles in.
Oh,
Yes.
I love it.
They can't do
Frank
no
Wright,
much better.
Frank Wright, Nick Foles magic
Well, if
again.
he loses this game, how do you not go to Foles? You're 1-3-1.
Right.
Yep. And you got blanked week 2, not lost. You got blanked by Jacksonville. It was 20-0 by Jacksonville in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
And there's one thing to lose. To get a shutout in the NFL, that's tough.
Yeah, that is tough. Yep.
That takes a different kind of special. That takes a different kind of special.
What else we got next on the Eagles?
So, I mean, that's pretty much it for the game. We think we all win. I don't know if you want to give score predictions. A2D Frank comes out with the graphic on Saturdays with the score predictions. We got to get you. I think Nate, you chime in with we got to get your score for the game.
Yeah, they don't like talking to me about scores and stuff. Damn. No, I'm just kidding. I think it's gonna be close. I think it's gonna be close. I like something like 26-24.
Okay.
Like a good number. even though I said I would be looking at that under, it contradicts everything I just said about
Yeah,
betting.
yeah.
Because that means the overhit. But I think the game is a little bit closer than what we think.
Oh shit, Alex Singleton.
Why is Gordon in Russell's face like that?
I don't know.
Gordon's
knows?
looking at him. John said, "You are, dog. You are."
Mm.
You see him there in his face.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Get out of his face, dog. He said he gonna play. He gonna play.
Jake, score.
Yeah, like I said, I think early it's going to be close, but then either the second quarter or the second half, they'll get comfortable and they'll take a commanding lead. I'm going to say 31-24 in the last, like that last 7 with the Cardinals comes in garbage time. So 31-24.
I'm gonna go 29-20.
Okay.
29-20. I think they
It's a
cover.
hell of a score, 29-20.
Yeah.
Yo,
That's-
Pat, stay your ass over there.
Alex Singleton is making plays. What is happening right now?
It's crazy.
Wow.
So
yo,
for
this
no,
Foles in, bro.
yeah. Well, they said Sam Ellinger is ahead of Foles.
Yeah. What are we looking
Really?
at?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know why either.
I don't
This
know why.
defense is gonna win this game, man. This sucks.
Yeah.
But anything around the league, no huddle. Stop.
I'm trying to think.
Anything on the league that's going on? Well, I mean, I think it's the kind of right on cue, right? What we just saw with Russell and the whole kind of concussion thing that keeps going on.
Yep.
Right? He looked like he went to the blue tent. They checked him out. They went back. They're looking more at the video to see if they can see anything. We just saw Gordon just in his face,
Yeah.
like just staring at his face to make sure he's okay.
Yeah.
I think that's the kind of player safety, right? What Ramsey was saying, player safety versus uniform, and what's that look like? And I'm unsure. I'm not obviously listening to commentary, but I'm sure this is going to be a topic of conversation. Should Russell, if there's any thought, any concern that he could be possibly concussed, is he part of the discussion anymore, and you just take him out as a doctor?
Right, you take it away from him.
Yeah, you take that away.
You have to. Yeah.
Yeah,
Take it
you
away
take that away from him, and you just like you're done. You know what I mean? Anything from any type of head injury that we're saying, or anything close, is he done? You know what I mean? Because, I think that's the big thing. Obviously, spurring from, Tua.
Yeah.
And with that whole ordeal, obviously he should have never been in the game, and then he had a really bad concussion the next game, and it begs the question. He was already there, and now you kind of injury could be career threatening. We don't know the extent of that, of that concussion, and it just continues that kind of circle that we're going through about player safety, and when is the NFL really going to step up and do more? And I think you just saw a small kind of sample of that with Russ.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think they've ever showed them looking at the.
Yeah, there was like 5-6 people. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
You never see that.
You never seen that, right?
Never see
like,
that.
what are they looking at? I was like, they got to be looking at Russ and how he's moving, or what do they see, and then go back, because as a competitor, you're not coming out.
No.
You know what I mean? Russell's not coming out the game even if he feels woozy or not. There's no way he's not coming out the game. So, I think that would probably be the thing I would think that we just gotta have to look at. Even Hurts. Even when Hurts slid in Jacksonville and he got cracked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He came up a little slow. He came up slow too, and that was a headshot too. He's sliding, head already on the ground, and guy comes flying in and takes him out. First of all, it should have been a flag.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dude should have probably got tossed out the game. Like, they have to step it up in terms of player safety. Like,
should they do it like Nate? Should they do it like how they do it in college football, to where if it's a quote unquote targeting hit to the helmet, it's an automatic ejection? Do you think they should do it that way?
Well, they kind of, right, with the personal fouls.
Right, yeah.
The 2 personal fouls.
Right.
And then they try to protect both sides, right? Like with the helmet to helmet. Like a running back can't lower his helmet anymore.
They still do it.
And they still kind of do it, yeah. Like
Yeah, they
when
never
Hurts
call it.
ran that touchdown, there was a lot of people who thought that should have been, that should have been a flag.
Yeah.
Well, the Jalen Hurts when he lowered his head.
Well, it was a good pop, right? When he ran into the when he scored the touchdown. So it was a good pop, and it was like a bang bang play. He's going to try to score, so he's going to put his body out there, and the defender is going to do the same thing. So to me, that's football.
Right.
But people are questioning that, because the defender lowered his helmet. You know what I mean? But it's just like they have helmets for.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why they
It's football. They have helmets. Oh wow, good play, Russ. Nah, he's done.
It's odd, man. I would say my takeaway, the parity in the league is it's worse that I've seen, and it's not like a good bad. This is just a lot of people bad, and I just want to see. I think coaches are going to start to get fired within 2 weeks, man.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Weeks?
Yeah, it wouldn't shock me.
Yeah, I think
who's getting
if
cut
Carolina loses again, I think Matt Rule may be out of there.
What is their record?
1-3.
Okay. Who do they face this week? Like I said, I haven't even looked at.
They got the Niners.
Oh wow.
In San Fran, I believe.
That's no good.
No.
And this guy, Nathaniel Hackett, he may not make it because you just paid $230 million to Russell Wilson on an extension. So you need to figure out, and that's new ownership too. You know what I mean? So
but Hackett's new, right?
Hackett's new, Russ is new, but I think the old ownership signed Russ to the extension and then they sold the team. So like the new owners of the Broncos aren't tied to any of these people whatsoever. Like all that sale and all that stuff with the Waltmans and all that took place after the ink was already dry on the paper.
Yeah. Shout out to the black punter.
You know what I mean? So, and I just want to take this moment to say, listen, I don't like to pat myself on the back, but I said this shit back in January, February. Whenever the news broke, whenever Tom Brady retired the first time and came back, I said the marriage was done. I said it in training camp. Mm-hmm. When he left, it's over with.
Yeah, it was such a you had the perfect ride, sunset. You had the perfect story.
Well, I think the thing was too. But I think the thing is too. He wanted to end it on his own terms, right? And it leaked out. Yeah, that he was going to retire.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that has a part to do with it too, so he can actually end it on his own terms.
Yeah.
But I mean,
but he and then last year he went out like a champ. They almost came back and won, and we all remember they were literally getting punched in the face, and Tom takes his helmet off, and he's got blood dripping down his lip. True football moment. The eyes told you it all. Once I saw that, I'm like, oh shit, they done made Tom mad, right? And that was another kind of storybook. You went out you were on the top of the mountain when you could have retired. You came back and you went out like a fighter, right? To the last play, you were fighting, right? Because that game was amazing. That game was great. Anybody outside of Cooper Kupp and Matt Stafford doing that play, I'm not sure how many players do that in that moment.
Stafford got lit up on that play.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
I would say this to that though. Any normal man, any normal quarterback, Giselle wins that. She wins that. Mm-hmm. Not with him. He's the closest. He's the football equivalent of Jordan. Juanita at any point wasn't telling Jordan to retire. He wasn't going to let it happen like that.
Yeah, he's obsessed.
He's shame obsessed on her for not realizing that a lot sooner. Mm-hmm. And you just got to go your separate ways. And the crazy thing is, he may get money in it because
she makes more money than he does.
Yeah, she's worth almost double. She's almost worth double what he's worth.
Mm-hmm.
She's worth $500 million. He's worth $250.
Yeah, so
it's ridiculous.
So at this point, it's just like anybody else, content, sit at home, let your husband play football till his little heart desire until he can't play no more. Mm-hmm. She wanted it all, and she couldn't have it.
Nope.
I mean, this dude has 7 rings. He should. Most people would be content with 2, 3, 4. So he has 7. And he still want more.
Mm-hmm.
He's obsessed. He can't stop competing.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
He just can't stop competing.
Nope. I mean, like right now, Tiger has 1.5 legs. If he can come back and play, he's gonna fucking come back and play.
Yep.
And he's gonna think he can have a chance to win. It's not the same. You know what I mean? So you have to. Those guys on their own terms are just gonna. That's what they want. They're control freaks. They are control freaks. I'm not shocked at all. It saddens me. You don't ever want to see anybody a couple like that go through something like that, and then they're going through it on such a public platform. And the fact that they just hired divorce lawyers, so it's trending that way, and then boom, they made all this gossip. You know, it's like it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out. Okay, this is training camp. This is boy's almost 20th season. He's never stepped away from the team during training camp before.
Yeah.
When his dad was sick, when his mom was sick, when kids was being born, that bitch never did that shit for that long.
No.
So all of a sudden he disappears for 11, 12, 13 days or something like that. All right, there's a problem at home. There's shit going down at that house. You know what I mean? And it's all is not okay in Oklahoma. You know what I'm saying? For those that's from Murders in the Building on Hulu, free plug, great show. Martin Short and Steve Martin, fucking amazing. But yeah, so I mean, it's just one of those things. I just don't get it. But yeah, I mean, coaches, divorces, Eagles rolling. I love it. And
who's the Browning dude from the line? The Browning dude on Denver.
I have no idea.
He's a fucking menace.
20 was it 21?
No, he's on the outside linebacker. Like I think he's like 26, 56.
Denver finds linebackers, bro.
Ohio State. Yeah, he is.
Okay.
He is a monster.
But what I will say to the Brady thing,
did they just eject him?
Did they?
No.
Oh, okay. But what I will say to the Brady thing is, though, too, if you remember when he was back in New England, like you heard like little mini reports or whatever that Giselle wanted him to retire even back in New England, and Tom still kept playing. So this has been going on for quite a while. But this worries me. And here's why. Not worried about Tom, Giselle, or anything like that. Mm-hmm. Whenever Tom Brady has some kind of adversity going on in his personal life or in general, he gets better. When his mom was sick, when his dad was sick, when he had stuff going on in his personal life, he got better.
Yep.
So now that this is public, he's probably a little bit embarrassed, and I can't blame the guy. But when he's put in a situation like this with his back against the wall, he plays his ass off.
It's about to be curtains. It's about to be
curtains for the rest of the league.
I don't know about the rest of the league. I don't know about for us, but it's just tougher. That's why they were my suicide pick this week.
Yeah, it's.
I'm like, he about to fuck the Falcons up.
Oh, Jesus!
He may throw for 6.
He might throw for 6. I mean, I don't know. Was that a Chicago Bears jersey? I don't know, man.
It's tough. It's tough, but like Jake said, adversity, Tom Brady, that's when they rise to the top.
You want to talk about a perfect marriage, yeah.
That's what rises to the top. You know what I mean? Like I said, I think I talked about it last week. Tiger on the broken knee, on the busted knee, torn ACL, needed a whole complete knee reconstructive surgery. Not only is this dude playing 18 holes, 72 holes, he's fucking walking. Up and down Torrey Pines, which is not an easy walk against every doctor's recommendation. Nope, I'm good. And go out there and win the hardest major of the year in the toughest conditions against one of the toughest fields. Jordan, flu game, which we found out was food poison. Like, these dudes had no business playing. You know what I mean? And they go out there and they do it. You know what I mean? So it's certain cats is just wired different, man. And Brady's one of those cats. And how she didn't see it prior to all this going down. Like Eve said, love is blind, bro.
Chicago gonna beat the Commanders.
Who?
So the Bears.
When do they play? Next Thursday?
Yeah, they play next Thursday. I was just saying that because once, like, here's another story for it. Was like how bad is how the mighty has fallen.
Yep.
From Ryan, Wentz, Russell, like
Yep.
this quarterback play that we're seeing from some of the, the better
yesteryears.
Yeah, and I won't say the greats because I wouldn't put Wentz as a great, but
No.
some of the really good quarterback play that we've seen for a couple of years,
Right.
how bad they've been. Like this is
Stepped
crazy.
off. Yep.
It is, man. And then just to echo off of that, like Wentz's situation, the offensive line is bad. He's playing bad, and Dallas's defense
So good.
is nasty.
So good.
Nasty. And I think the Commanders, I forget who they play this week. I think they got the Titans. And the Bears got the Vikings. But that's going to be an uglier game next week. But what surprised me the most about the Commander situation was the fact that Ron Rivera said we have 5 championships. Like this dude, like it's even wearing on him. Like you get to Washington, bro, and it don't end out well.
No.
It don't end out well. Shitty field, shitty owner, horrible owner.
Yep.
And that shit. Watch the company that you keep. Remember when your mom used to tell you that? Be careful of the company you keep because it may rub off on you. And that's, you know what I mean. And I would have never envisioned it for Matt Ryan or Russell Wilson though. Like I thought they still had a skill set to where they can rise above bad coaching or bad play design. You know what I mean? So obviously they can't. They literally every time I see Mike Boone or Melvin Gordon get a handoff, it's 8 to 10 yards.
Yeah.
Nathaniel Hackett should have called this game just like Belichick did that one game in Buffalo Monday night where they only threw the ball 3 times and had like 40 runs. You don't want to do that because it's Russell Wilson. You're paying that dude over $200 million, but you gotta get wins because there's a team in your division. I think the Raiders are still winless, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
they have 1 win. They're 1 in 3.
No, they won last week.
Yeah, they're 1 in 3.
Milk and cookies time for Denver.
Yeah.
They milk and cookies with 7 minutes left. Oh my God, milk
9 to 6. Ugh.
It's felt like I'm watching a high school game.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
What an ugly game.
Who did the Raiders beat last week?
Who was it?
The Broncos.
Yeah, the Broncos. Yeah.
They beat the Broncos. But anything else, boys? No huddle. Anything non-football, non-sports related we want to hit on before we get out of here?
No,
I'm good.
I don't have anything.
Just watching this parlay just die. That's what I'm watching.
It's always the last leg too. That's the worst part. It's always the last leg.
I told her I was like you did the money line, and she's like yeah, and she gave me her take on it, and I respected the take, and I was in my head, I'm like I wouldn't have took the money line for them to win.
Right.
No.
In Denver, but I was like hey go hard with it, but I mean I'll tell you what, they had their shots. They had a blocked field goal. They're coming off Matt Ryan's thrown 2 picks. They need to hold them here to a field goal to have a shot. Do
you have any confidence that Indianapolis can march down the field and get a touchdown?
No, none. And then they had a pick 6.
Yep.
They had a pick 6 where he could have scored or at least gotten in field goal, position, but
somebody's hurt
he
bad.
Fell, no, he did it. He almost did a Daniel Jones.
Yep.
He fell.
Like
it's just crazy.
Why do you keep showing? Oh,
why am I behind everybody?
Oh,
Let's see.
Oh, that hurt. I don't want to see it from this angle. Ooh. You gotta.
I think that may have been Garrett Bowles.
He's done.
Yeah, he's done. He's done. Your leg ain't supposed to bend like that.
Nah, not all the way up to the knee, bro.
I didn't see it. I just see him laying. Oh no, here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, and all that weight too going back on it. Ugh.
I just need if anything, even though I might not hit, at least I get some fantasy. I need Bone to score here.
I got Brandon McManus as a kicker in one of my leagues, so he's racking it up.
Yeah.
He has more points right now than Russell Wilson, and he's one of my QBs in the 2 QB league. We start 2 QBs every lineup.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I put Boone in over Gibson.
Okay.
I took a gamble because I don't know why they don't use Gibson in the passing more, but I mean his rushing is just terrible. He gets most of his stuff from passing, so I thought Boone would be more the third down backer, and he actually looks a little bit more explosive than Gordon.
He does.
So I'm hoping it was a good pickup where he might take over that lead, or they'll just split it like he was. But he's definitely the passer back of the two.
Right.
So all I need him to do is score here. If he scores here, then I'll be happy.
Yeah. So Nate, before we get out of that, I did want to get your thoughts on Wakanda Forever trailer.
Oh, the second one.
Yes.
I did like the fact that they showed that she was Black Panther.
Yeah.
I think that it was a lot of question marks, who's going to be it, and all these rumors. I think it was a good thing to show her in the suit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Show the suit.
Somebody else in the suit.
Well, I mean, it's you could tell the suit is a female.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
The pointy ears and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, with the pointy ears, slim body. So, and it found the comic too, right? The comic, she was the next Black Panther too.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about what's the girl's name?
The new Iron Woman.
Yeah, the Iron chick.
Yeah, something Williams. What the hell's her name?
I
Something
forget
Williams.
her name, but she's she's gonna be in Armor Wars, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they're bringing her in to the fold here, and this is actually part of the comic book too. I like it. I like it when they don't go far off the comic book.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I like it when they kind of stick to where the comic book is, and this is more the newer comic book, so I never read her story, but I just kind of I know about it, so I like the fact that they're doing it really well by killing off or writing off the stories of all the old Avengers,
Right.
and bringing in the new Avengers, the new characters and stuff like that. They just got to give Hawk his due. That's all.
Agreed.
If they can give Hawk his due, which is rumored to be coming with Planet Hawk movie and all that, then I'll be cool. I'll be cool, because to me they didn't wrote everybody off. Everybody got their happy ending, kind of. You know what I mean? So
yeah, like Planet Hawk. Now that you have She-Hulk, you can kind of do Planet Hawk with both of them, because you can't just do like a standalone Hawk movie, whatever the rights. But I figured.
Well, supposedly they started the story with the Planet Hawk because he went off into the ship in the beginning. Right. So that's supposedly the segue for him and the whole Planet Hawk storyline. Okay. So now we're going to get the movie or the series of where he went and what he did while he was away.
Okay.
So see, look at this shit. There's never been a game in which each starting quarterback had 4+ Pro Bowl selections and neither team scored a touchdown. They are trash. You better put 9 in. Frank, he's got to make he would be so much better.
Oh, he would.
There's no way he wouldn't be better.
No. And then like for the Broncos, it's just so easy. Like 4 wide receiver set, run crossers. Just run crossers. Run 3-level crossers. Opposite directions. You know what I mean? I don't get it. But all right, boys, we're rambling here. So great show, fam. Eagles get another win on Sunday. We all expect it. Could be a trap game. Make sure you go watch Money Pop Podcast on Sunday morning, but also tomorrow. I know my man is dropping the college one as well. So make sure Money Pop Podcast on YouTube.
Killing
college. Follow.
Killing college right now. Yeah. That's ridiculous.
So, Jake, I don't know what you got planned this weekend. Go Phils. See you with the maroon on. Go Phils tomorrow, 2:07. Why that game was so early, I have no idea. It's Wheeler on the mound. So hopefully we get a W, go up 1, and I think Nola closes out on Saturday. And I think we may be together for that, Nate. I don't know. Chrome hasn't hit me back yet. So I don't know what we're doing with that yet. For the wrestling /
Oh yeah.
baseball for
Yeah.
extravaganza. But
Yeah, I'll be there.
until then, fam, thank you for rocking with us. It's your boy Pete, Nate, Jake at the bottom. Be safe. Love, peace, happiness. Wakanda forever, yo. We out here.
Later.